Today, I lost $2,794 in the market day trading Nasdaq and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we actually ended the day green over $100, but Nasdaq, we ended the day red $2,900 in our prop firm accounts. The nice thing is that Bitcoin account is a live trading account, so that's money, that's cryptocurrency that I can take out immediately on any profits that I make. That's a nice thing, but with the prop firms, they're down a little bit, but we have a long ways to go. We're looking for longevity in regards to the prop firms, not a quick flip. Today on Nasdaq, we made a slight mistake / learning lesson that I really want to break down. So hopefully you guys can take my learning lesson and apply it to your trading so you don't make the same mistakes. And then also I want to break down the 2 Bitcoin trades we took that were excellent when we apply higher time frames and the lower time frames together and looking for the proper confluences before we take our trade. First, we're going to dive into that Nasdaq mistake, and then we'll close out the video with our Bitcoin trades. Nasdaq this morning, I came into the charts having a bearish bias altogether. As you can see, this is the 4-hour chart right here. We have a new day opening gap above us, but also on the 4-hour, we broke below some of these key levels down here, these lows, and broke below into those and searching for some of this internal range liquidity, or maybe even attacking this external range liquidity below us. So I wanted to see some kind of manipulation to the upside to then hopefully take a continuation to the downside and capture a short today. I wasn't really looking for longs, and longs never really set up for me today. So I wasn't going to get stuck in my bias, but I knew ultimately where I kind of wanted price to go. And I saw that price is more bearish than bullish today. When we get into the 1-hour time frame before the market open, we have this leg of price down. Again, confirming that bearish bias. Price broke below these lows here, giving us a nice impulse range and nice footprints to target to potentially go short at. Now, when we dropped down to the 5-minute time frame, we had 1 winning trade today. Well, we technically actually had a total of 2 winning trades today and 2 losers, but the losers happened to outweigh the winners because we never really got the good move that I was hoping, which as you can see, there was a good move finally here, which is what I was trying to target. But because I messed up, which I'm going to get to, we missed out on that opportunity. But we did take this first trade right here. There was a sweep of liquidity at market open. About 20 minutes after the market open, we got a nice sweep of liquidity, and we were able to target some of this 5-minute external range liquidity and internal range liquidity. We made a small gain there. It's about $1,200. And I was like, I'm going to wait see if there's more opportunities later on in the day. Now, I'm not going to break down that trade. It was a good trade. It worked out, but it's nothing I really want to talk about. I think Bitcoin has better setups we can talk about. So instead, I want to show you on Nasdaq what I messed up on and how we could have played to get better and ended the day actually green if I wouldn't have made this mistake. So if you come into this area of price right in here, this is where the mistake ended up happening for me. Right in this down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so let me show you what I messed up on, and let me show you what the trade actually was. I noticed right here in this level that price right on this 11:10 a.m. candle failed to displace this high here. And then we ended up creating this other high here on this 11:10 a.m. candle, and price again tapped into that high and failed to displace. We're very close to Asia high. I was ideally hoping we would sweep Asia high and then give something, but Asia high never ended up coming, and instead giving us this massive 5-minute rejection candle. So for me, after I saw this failure to displace this high and this failure to displace this high with a massive 5-minute rejection candle, I knew I was interested in taking a trade. So now let's drop down on the 1-minute time frame. Price right here, as you can see, inverted this fair value gap on this 1-minute candle here. Now, at the time when this inverted this fair value gap, the 5-minute time frame actually had about 2 or 3 minutes left on the 5-minute candle, and I wanted to wait for that 5-minute candle to completely close before I actually entered this trade, because I didn't want the 5-minute candle to come down to this fair value gap here and then push a massive push towards Asia high. I wanted to wait for that 5-minute candle to close. So this is what the trade actually looked like, and I was a little bit more patient and waited for that 5-minute candle to close. So the trade, when I took it, looked more like this. Stop loss at this swing high, and we were targeting this 5-minute external range liquidity and this 5-minute external range liquidity were our targets. As soon as I knew I wanted to end this trade, I knew immediately where my targets were. And as you can see, those ended up getting hit, but let me show you where I made a mistake. So as you see, we got this 5-minute rejection candle. My stop loss was up at this high here at the liquidity sweep. And I really liked it. I was like, okay, I think we're finally going to get that downward move that I've been waiting for to sweep all this liquidity that's down below us. I saw that price also right here on this 11:40 a.m. candle made a 5-minute fair value gap, a bearish one right here. I'll mark it out. It made this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. And as you can see, price made that. This 11:50 a.m. candle came into it, left a large wick outside of it, and engulfed this blue candle here, giving me what's called an order block. So when you get a bullish candle that gets immediately engulfed by a bearish candle, that's called an order block. So for me, I then took my stop loss and moved it to the top of this order block because I was like, I don't really want to see price come back up above that. And if it does, I think it's going to attack Asia high. And look what happened. Price came back up, attacked this order block, and then immediately shot down to all my targets. I was pretty bummed after it. I don't think I did anything wrong. I don't think like necessarily I was getting emotional or anything like that. I wasn't doing that. But the learning lesson here for me that I'm taking away that I could do better tomorrow is this. Instead of moving my stop loss to the order block too quickly, I should wait to move my stop loss once price starts giving me some like market structure shift or break of structure. So as you can see here, if I would have waited to move my stop loss to this order block, I could have waited for this market structure shift to happen on this 12:30 a.m. candle, and I would have hit my targets. I would have not ended the day red. A lot of things would have happened differently. But because I saw this Asia high, I was like, oh, I don't know. I think I want to take off like stops earlier because I think it could still attack that. And in hindsight now, right, it's like, no, you should have just let it play out. It would have played out in your favor. But when the market's live, it's hard to tell what is it actually going to do, right? And so now in hindsight, I think I will not be moving stop losses down to like order blocks or things like that until I get market structure shift or break of structures on lows that should be attacked. So that's a learning lesson I hope you guys can take away from today's trading on Nasdaq. Now let's go over to Bitcoin and show you the winning trades and how I analyzed that entire move today that happened. And I think we executed perfectly today. Before we get into the Bitcoin trades, I just want to let you guys know that Apex is currently running an 80% off sale. They've extended it even further. They keep extending this 80% off sale. So I hope you guys are able to take advantage of it. Get up to $6 million in funding, get up to 20 funded accounts. And if you use TradeSync or Tradecopia, which TradeSync I offer 10% off and Tradecopia offer 35% off when you use code Maniac, you can day trade up to 20 prop firm accounts at one time. So if you have a $100 winning day, that $100 winning day now just turned into only $100 to $2,000 because you have 20 accounts. And that's the fun part about compounding prop firm accounts. I also want to let you guys know that I'm currently building out this complete guide to conquering prop firms in 2026. In the comments down below, leave any questions you have about prop firms, payouts, evals, what is a prop firm, any of that. Leave your questions down below and I will make sure I add it to this video so I make sure your question is answered. All right, let's get back into the analysis of what do we do on Bitcoin and how did that trade actually perform. So here are my two P&L cards when it comes to my Bitcoin trades. We took a $49 win over here and then a $90.24 win over here when it comes to our Bitcoin account. Now I want to show you the breakdown of the two trades I took, why I took them, and why I was so proud of my execution today. Again, just like Nasdaq, we had an ultimately bearish market. Before the market opened, which is right around in this area here, you could see price was pushing on pretty heavily, disrespecting any 4-hour footprints and looking like it wants to attack all this external range liquidity below us. And I knew I wanted to see price manipulate to the upside and then give us an opportunity, a 1-minute kill shot, my trading strategy, to the downside. So now when you're looking at this chart right here, this red candle right there is the market open candle. And as you can see, 5 minutes right after the market open, price came to this 5-minute high right here in this area and left large wicks above that high. Immediately doing what I wanted. I didn't have to wait very long to get into my first trade when it comes to Bitcoin. Immediately gives me a 1-minute kill shot opportunity. And when we go down to the 1-minute time frame, you guys know what I love to see. Price left a 1-minute fair value gap right here and then inverted it on this 9:42 a.m. candle. So price, market sold on that. Again, stop loss always go to the liquidity sweep. And when we enter a trade, you know, I always say, you cannot enter a trade unless you have clear targets. Now, when you go to the 1 hour time frame and you look left, there's this external range of liquidity, these equal lows right here to our left over here on the screen. As you can see, it might be hard to see those wicks, but these equal lows right here to our left. So I knew immediately that's my first target. And now when we drop down on this 5 minute time frame again, after we know exactly where we're going to take our profits, you can see I entered that trade and I didn't really have to wait very long at all. I got a nice engulfing 5 minute candle, and then price immediately went to my first TP. And I had another one down here, that other 5 minute or that other 1 hour low that was just slightly below that. I was able to take TPs and had trailing stops go down to this high here on this 5 minute time frame, and then I ended up getting stopped out, which I was fine with because I know Bitcoin likes to have these big massive retracements, and then ultimately should give me another entry opportunity to get that continuation to target even more external range liquidity. And so I waited, we got tapped out, we got that first trade of the $49 win. And so now I was like, I want to be patient and see if we get another opportunity that comes our way for Bitcoin. As you can see, price retraces back up, then starts giving me some very nice displacement to the downside, giving us a market structure shift here to the left, and then one more retracement. So now we have this 5 minute impulse range. Price comes into discount of that range, and look where it tapped into. This is something you guys should be focusing in on every time you trade. Price had a 5 minute fair value gap right at this high here, and this order block here, and this high right here. And what did price do when we zoom in? We're going to zoom in way in on these wicks right here. So this red box right here is that 5 minute fair value gap. This candle right here, this 12:05 a.m. candle comes in, sweeps this order block high, taps in this 5 minute fair value gap. That was not my entry signal. We get another candle, one more candle, and look what this 12:15 a.m. candle does. Not only does it sweep above this blue candle high, it sweeps above that 12:05 a.m. high that tested the fair value gap. It also tested that fair value gap and then immediately left us a nice rejection candle outside of that fair value gap. Now we drop down to that 1 minute time frame. You guys know I love that. We have our confluence that not only are we in a higher time frame point of interest, we are also in discount of this 5 minute impulse range that we've been waiting for. Now we wait for that bearish inverse fair value gap to take our trade. As you can see, it happens right here on this candle. I market sold, stop loss to liquidity sweep, and immediately price just decided to run down to our targets. Price push down, push down, push down, hit this external range target here to the left, hit this day low. And then for me, I started seeing the 5 minute leave these large wicks like this. And so for me, I wasn't going to get greedy, and I saw the 1 minute time frame start inverting all these fair value gaps. So I market closed, and we got a $90.24 over $100 day on our Bitcoin account. I'm very happy with that. I didn't want to get too greedy, and I was like, I'm going to take what I can, and I'll be happy that we ended green on our Bitcoin account. But I just want to make it so clear to you guys that it's important to focus in on those impulse ranges that are taking place as the market is forming, right? If I didn't notice this impulse range here and this 5 minute footprint and that we entered into discount, I probably would have missed the short opportunity to take the continuation of this external range liquidity. So make sure you're paying attention to those impulse ranges that are forming as price is live. There you guys go. I hope this video is super helpful. Please subscribe to our channel. We do these every single trading day that we take trades. And don't forget, we have that complete guide to conquering prop firms in 2026 coming out soon. Leave a comment down below of what you would like to add us in that video so you guys can get the most value out of that video. Leave this video a like so we know to make more of it. And don't forget to use code Maniac on all of our sales that we have going on and lock in that Apex 80% off sale. Now go ahead and watch this video. This is a video that further breaks down my trading strategy, the 1 minute kill shot.